Have you ever wondered why some of the wisest individuals in history had very few friends? Today, we're diving into the intriguing perspective of Stoicism to explore how a lack of friends might reveal more about a person's inner strength and character than you ever imagined. In this video, we're uncovering some fascinating insights that will change how you think about friendships and solitude. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just discover that having fewer friends could be a sign of something truly extraordinary. The value of solitude in Stoicism lies in its power to foster deep self-reflection and personal growth. For the Stoics, solitude is not about being lonely, but about creating a space where one can truly connect with their inner self. When we are alone, free from the distractions and influences of others, we have the opportunity to engage in honest introspection. This solitude allows us to examine our thoughts, emotions, and actions critically. It helps us to identify our virtues and vices, enabling us to work on improving ourselves consistently. The Stoics believed that by spending time in solitude, we could develop a clearer understanding of our true nature and our place in the world. This practice of self-reflection leads to greater wisdom and emotional resilience as we learn to rely on our inner resources rather than external validation. In a world constantly vying for our attention, seeking solitude helps us to cultivate mindfulness and focus, which are essential for personal growth. It is in these quiet moments that we can align our actions with our philosophical beliefs, ensuring that we live authentically and with purpose. The Stoics saw solitude as a sacred time for deepening their understanding of life's fundamental truths and for nurturing a strong, independent spirit. The second principle involves self-sufficiency. In Stoicism, self-sufficiency is a key virtue that empowers individuals to rely on their own inner resources rather than external factors for their happiness and contentment. The Stoics teach that true contentment comes from within, not from the approval or presence of others. When we embrace self-sufficiency, we develop a sense of inner peace that is not easily disturbed by external circumstances. This principle aligns seamlessly with the idea of having fewer friends. By being self-sufficient, we are less reliant on social networks for our emotional well-being. This does not mean we shun all relationships, but rather that we do not depend on them for our happiness. Instead, we cultivate a robust inner life that provides us with the strength and resilience needed to navigate life's challenges. The Stoics believed that by focusing on our own virtues and personal development, we become less vulnerable to the ups and downs of social interactions. For instance, if a friendship ends or we encounter conflict with others, a self-sufficient person remains grounded and composed because their sense of self-worth is not tied to external validation. This inner strength is a hallmark of the Stoic approach to life, underscoring the belief that our well-being is firmly within our control. By fostering self-sufficiency, we also open ourselves to forming deeper, more meaningful connections with others, as these relationships are based on shared values and mutual respect rather than a need for emotional support. This approach transforms the quality of our interactions, making them more genuine and fulfilling. In summary, self-sufficiency in Stoicism encourages us to find fulfillment from within, which naturally leads to a more selective and purposeful approach to friendships. The third principle involves depth over breadth. The Stoics valued deep, meaningful relationships over numerous superficial ones. They believed that the quality of our relationships is far more important than the quantity. In a world that often prioritizes social networks and numerous connections, Stoicism teaches us to shift our focus to cultivating a few but genuinely profound relationships. This approach aligns with the Stoic emphasis on authenticity and virtue. By investing in deep connections, we ensure that our relationships are based on true understanding and shared values, rather than convenience or superficial interests. The Stoics argued that such relationships contribute significantly to our personal growth and well-being. as they challenge us to be better individuals and provide unwavering support in times of need. For instance, rather than having many acquaintances, a Stoic would prefer to have one or two close friends with whom they can have honest, meaningful conversations and share life's deeper experiences. This selective approach to friendships fosters emotional resilience and a more stable sense of self, as we are not spread thin across many shallow connections. It allows us to be fully present and engaged in our relationships, leading to richer interactions and stronger bonds. The Stoics believed that nurturing a few deep relationships would lead to a more fulfilling and balanced life, as these connections are built on mutual respect, trust, and genuine care. This principle encourages us to seek friendships that help us grow and stay true to our values, rather than simply expanding our social circle for the sake of appearances. By focusing on depth over breadth, we cultivate relationships that are not only satisfying but also enduring, providing us with a solid support system that can withstand life's challenges. This Stoic approach to relationships reminds us that true companionship is a profound and enriching experience, far surpassing the fleeting satisfaction of having many casual acquaintances. The fourth principle involves inner peace. In Stoicism, inner peace is a key goal, and having fewer social distractions plays a crucial role in achieving it. When we step back from the noise and constant demands of social interactions, we create a sanctuary for ourselves, a space where we can cultivate calmness and tranquility. The relentless need to keep up with numerous social connections can often lead to stress and anxiety, pulling us in many directions and leaving us feeling depleted. By having fewer friends and social obligations, we can focus more on our own mental and emotional well-being. This does not mean isolating ourselves entirely, but rather being selective about where we invest our time and energy. When our social life is less cluttered, we are better able to engage in practices that promote inner peace, such as meditation, mindfulness, and reflection. These activities help us to center ourselves, reduce stress, and maintain a balanced state of mind. The Stoics believe that true peace comes from within and is not dependent on external circumstances. By minimizing social distractions, we can dedicate more time to nurturing our inner world, leading to a more stable and serene life. Moreover, this focus on inner peace enables us to approach our relationships with a clear and calm mind, making them more harmonious and meaningful. In essence, fewer social distractions allow us to prioritize our inner development, leading to greater contentment and a more purposeful life. This principle underscores the Stoic belief that our greatest happiness and peace come from within, and that by managing our social interactions thoughtfully, we can create a life that is both fulfilling and tranquil. The fifth principle involves the strength of character. In Stoicism, having a strong character is paramount, and a lack of friends can often be a testament to a person's resilience and integrity. The Stoics believe that true strength comes from within and is exhibited through our actions and decisions rather than through the approval of others. When we choose to live by our values and principles, we may find that not everyone agrees with us or supports our path. This can result in a smaller social circle, but it also demonstrates our commitment to living authentically. A lack of friends does not indicate a deficiency in social skills or likability. Rather, it often signifies a person's courage to stand by their beliefs even when it is unpopular. Such individuals possess an unwavering strength of character that is not swayed by the opinions of others. They are resilient in the face of social pressures and are not easily influenced or manipulated. This resilience is a key aspect of Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to remain steadfast and true to ourselves regardless of external circumstances. Moreover, the Stoics held that a strong character is developed through challenges and adversity. By facing life's difficulties without relying on a large social network for support, we build inner fortitude and self-reliance. This process of forging our character through solitude and self-reflection results in a profound sense of inner strength and confidence. It is important to understand that in Stoic thought, quality always trumps quantity, including in our relationships. Having fewer friends can mean that we have chosen our companions wisely, based on shared virtues and mutual respect. These meaningful relationships contribute to our personal growth and reinforce our strong character. In conclusion, the strength of character cultivated through Stoicism is highlighted by an individual's ability to stand alone when necessary, demonstrating resilience, authenticity, and unwavering commitment to their values. This strength is not only admirable but also essential for leading a life of purpose and integrity. The sixth principle involves emphasizing virtue. In Stoicism, virtue is the highest good and the pinnacle of a well-lived life. Stoics prioritize living virtuously over seeking social approval, which often leads to fewer but more genuine friendships. They believe that true friendship is based on shared values and mutual respect, rather than superficial qualities or social conformity. When we emphasize virtue, we focus on being honest, just, and morally upright in all our actions. This commitment to living virtuously can sometimes set us apart from others who may not share the same values. As a result, we might find ourselves with a smaller circle of friends. However, the friendships that do form are deeply authentic, as they are founded on a common pursuit of virtue and excellence. These relationships are not forged out of convenience or social expectations, but out of a genuine connection and respect for each other's character. The Stoics teach us that it is better to have a few true friends who challenge us to be our best selves than to have many acquaintances who do not support our moral and personal growth. By prioritizing virtue, we ensure that our relationships are enriching and meaningful. These friendships become a source of strength and inspiration, helping us to maintain our commitment to our values even in the face of adversity. The Stoics believed that living virtuously not only leads to personal fulfillment, but also attracts those who appreciate and share our dedication to a higher moral standard. This selective approach to friendship fosters a supportive and stimulating social environment, where mutual admiration and encouragement are the norms. In essence, emphasizing virtue in our lives leads to fewer, but more profound and supportive friendships that contribute significantly to our well-being and personal development. This principle underscores the Stoic belief that living in accordance with our highest values is the key to a truly fulfilling and authentic life. The seventh principle involves emotional independence. In Stoicism, emotional independence is a vital goal, as it empowers individuals to maintain their equanimity regardless of external events or social interactions. Emotional independence means being able to manage and regulate our emotions internally without relying on others to influence or stabilize our mood. The Stoics teach that our emotions should be guided by reason and not swayed by external circumstances. Achieving this level of emotional self-control allows us to remain composed and balanced in the face of life's challenges. When we cultivate emotional independence, we become less dependent on social relationships for emotional support and validation. This can naturally lead to fewer social ties, as we are not seeking out others to fulfill our emotional needs. Instead, we develop a strong internal foundation that provides us with the resilience to handle difficulties on our own. This does not mean rejecting all social connections, but rather approaching them from a place of strength and self-sufficiency. For instance, rather than turning to friends for reassurance during tough times, a Stoic would practice self-reflection and draw upon their inner resources to find peace and clarity. This approach reduces the emotional burden placed on relationships, making them more about mutual respect and shared values than about emotional dependency. Consequently, fewer but more meaningful and balanced friendships are formed. The Stoic pursuit of emotional independence also allows for greater self-awareness and personal growth. By not relying on others to manage our emotions, we take full responsibility for our well-being and develop a deeper understanding of our emotional landscape. This self-awareness helps us to identify and address our emotional triggers, leading to greater emotional resilience. In summary, emotional independence is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy that helps us maintain inner peace and stability. By being less reliant on social ties for emotional support, we can cultivate more authentic and virtuous relationships. This principle underscores the Stoic belief that true strength and contentment come from within, and that emotional independence is key to a balanced and fulfilling life. The eighth principle involves prioritizing time. In Stoicism, time is considered one of our most precious resources, and how we choose to spend it reflects our values and priorities. The Stoics teach that being mindful of our time leads to a more deliberate and purposeful life. By valuing time, Stoics become highly selective about their social interactions. They are aware that every moment spent with others should contribute meaningfully to their personal growth and well-being. This does not mean avoiding social contact altogether, but rather making conscious choices about whom to spend time with and why. When we prioritize time, we naturally gravitate towards relationships that are enriching and mutually beneficial. For example, instead of engaging in superficial conversations or maintaining numerous acquaintances, a Stoic would focus on a handful of relationships that foster intellectual and emotional growth. This selective approach allows them to invest deeply in those few connections, ensuring that their time is well spent and rewarding. This principle also aligns with the Stoic belief in living authentically and with purpose. By choosing not to spread themselves too thin socially, Stoics can dedicate more time to their personal development, study, and reflection. This focus on quality over quantity in social interactions leads to a more balanced and fulfilling life. Moreover, prioritizing time helps Stoics avoid unnecessary distractions and stresses that come from maintaining a large social network. They understand that each social engagement requires time and energy, which are finite resources. By being selective, they can preserve their mental and emotional resources for activities that truly matter to them. This thoughtful allocation of time ensures that they have enough space for solitude, self-reflection, and activities that align with their core values and goals. In summary, prioritizing time is a fundamental Stoic principle that encourages us to be selective in our social interactions. By valuing time, we ensure that our relationships are meaningful and contribute positively to our lives. This principle supports the Stoic aim of living deliberately and purposefully, allowing us to cultivate a life that is both fulfilling and deeply aligned with our values. The ninth principle involves wisdom and discernment. In Stoicism, wisdom and discernment are crucial traits when it comes to choosing friends. The Stoics believe that true wisdom involves the ability to see beyond superficial qualities and discern the true nature of people. This discernment allows us to choose friends who reflect our values and support our personal growth, rather than those who merely provide temporary companionship or social validation. Wisdom in friendship means looking for individuals who embody the virtues we aspire to cultivate in ourselves. These virtues include honesty, integrity, and a commitment to personal development. By surrounding ourselves with such individuals, we ensure that our social circle encourages us to strive for excellence and remain true to our principles. The Stoics teach that it is better to have a few wise and virtuous friends than to be surrounded by many who do not share our commitment to living a virtuous life. Discernment involves being selective and thoughtful about the people we allow into our lives. It requires a keen awareness of our own values and the ability to recognize those same values in others. This process may lead to fewer friendships, but it ensures that the relationships we do form are meaningful and supportive. For example, rather than forming friendships based on convenience or social status, a Stoic would seek out individuals who challenge them to grow and who provide honest and constructive feedback. The Stoics also believe that wisdom and discernment in choosing friends protect us from negative influences and distractions. By carefully selecting our companions, we create an environment that nurtures our personal growth and well-being. This selective approach helps us avoid the stress and complications that can arise from maintaining relationships with individuals who do not align with our values or who bring unnecessary drama into our lives. In summary, wisdom and discernment in choosing friends are essential components of Stoic philosophy. These traits help us build a social network that supports our journey towards virtue and personal excellence. By being wise and discerning in our friendships, we create a life that is not only more fulfilling but also deeply aligned with our Stoic principles. This careful selection process ensures that our relationships contribute positively to our growth and happiness, making each connection a valuable part of our lives. The 10th principle involves self-awareness. In Stoicism, self-awareness is a vital attribute that profoundly shapes our relationships. Self-awareness involves an honest and deep understanding of our own thoughts, emotions, and motivations. With heightened self-awareness, Stoics become more discerning about the company they keep. They are keenly aware of their own needs and boundaries, which allows them to form relationships that are truly aligned with their values and personal growth. This often results in fewer but more substantial and genuine connections. When we are self-aware, we recognize the importance of surrounding ourselves with people who reflect our own commitment to virtue and authenticity. We become less inclined to maintain superficial relationships that do not contribute meaningfully to our lives. Instead, we seek out those who inspire us to grow and who offer honest and constructive feedback. This selectivity ensures that our social interactions are enriching and supportive, rather than draining or distracting. Self-awareness also helps us to identify and avoid negative patterns in relationships. By understanding our own triggers and emotional responses, we can navigate social interactions more mindfully and deliberately. This reduces unnecessary conflicts and misunderstandings, leading to more harmonious and fulfilling relationships. Moreover, self-aware individuals are better equipped to contribute positively to their friendships. They bring a level of honesty and sincerity that fosters deeper connections. They are not afraid to be vulnerable and share their true selves, which encourages others to do the same. This openness creates a strong foundation for lasting and meaningful bonds. In essence, self-awareness in Stoicism leads to a curated social circle that is based on mutual respect, shared values, and personal growth. By being mindful of our own needs and boundaries, we cultivate relationships that are not only fewer in number but also richer in quality. This approach aligns with the Stoic emphasis on living authentically and with purpose, ensuring that our connections are a source of strength and inspiration. In summary, self-awareness helps us to form fewer but more substantial relationships that are deeply fulfilling and supportive of our Stoic journey. The 11th principle involves the nature of true friendship. In Stoicism, the concept of a true friend is one deeply rooted in mutual respect, shared values, and a commitment to helping each other grow. A true friend in Stoic philosophy is someone who not only accepts you for who you are but also pushes you to become the best version of yourself. This elevated standard means that the Stoics naturally gravitate towards fewer but more profound friendships. True friendship, according to the Stoics, is not about convenience or social pleasure, but about a meaningful and lasting bond that enriches both parties. It is based on honesty, integrity, and a shared pursuit of virtue. These criteria are stringent, and not everyone can meet them, which naturally leads to having fewer friends. However, those few relationships are of exceptional quality and depth. A true friend is someone who provides constructive feedback, supports your moral and personal growth, and stands by you in times of adversity. They are not just companions but partners in your journey towards excellence and virtue. The Stoics believed that such friendships are rare and precious, and they require time, effort, and emotional investment to cultivate. This selective approach ensures that the friendships formed are resilient and enduring, capable of weathering life's challenges. Furthermore, true friends are those who help you stay true to your principles and values even when it is difficult. They mirror your virtues and aspirations, providing a constant source of inspiration and motivation. In summary, the nature of true friendship in Stoicism is characterized by depth, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to virtue. By prioritizing these qualities, Stoics may have fewer friends, but the friendships they do cultivate are profoundly meaningful and supportive, enriching their lives in ways that many superficial connections never could. This principle underscores the Stoic belief in the transformative power of genuine friendship based on shared values and mutual growth. The 12th principle involves misunderstanding by others. In Stoicism, the commitment to living by one's values and principles can sometimes lead to being misunderstood by those around us. This misunderstanding often stems from the Stoics' emphasis on emotional independence, self-sufficiency, and a focus on virtue. Others may perceive these traits as aloofness or detachment, when in reality, they reflect a deep inner strength and commitment to personal growth. This can result in fewer social connections, as not everyone may be able to relate to or appreciate the Stoic way of life. Stoics prioritize authenticity and integrity, which can sometimes clash with societal norms that favor conformity and superficial interactions. When Stoics choose to live authentically, they may face criticism or exclusion from those who do not understand their motivations. This can be particularly challenging in social settings where there is pressure to conform to group expectations. However, Stoics view this as a natural consequence of their commitment to living in accordance with their values. They see it as an opportunity to reinforce their inner resilience and to remain steadfast in their principles. Being misunderstood can also serve as a catalyst for deeper self-reflection and self-awareness. Stoics use these experiences to gain greater clarity about their own beliefs and actions, and to strengthen their resolve to live virtuously. They understand that true contentment and fulfillment come from within, and not from the approval or acceptance of others. This perspective allows them to navigate social misunderstandings with grace and composure, maintaining their emotional equilibrium. In essence, being misunderstood is an inevitable part of the Stoic journey, but it is also a testament to their unwavering commitment to living a life of virtue and authenticity. By embracing this principle, Stoics can transform potential social isolation into an opportunity for greater self-discovery and personal growth. This approach underscores the Stoic belief that true strength and contentment are derived from within, and that living in accordance with one's values is the ultimate path to a fulfilling and meaningful life. The 13th principle involves focusing on personal development. In Stoicism, personal development is a lifelong journey and one of the highest priorities. Stoics believe that continuous self-improvement is essential for living a meaningful and virtuous life. This focus on personal growth often requires a significant investment of time and energy, which naturally means less time available for socializing. When we are committed to our personal development, we dedicate ourselves to activities that foster our intellectual, emotional, and moral growth. These activities might include reading, studying philosophy, practicing mindfulness, reflecting on our actions, and setting personal goals. Each of these pursuits demands concentration and solitude, creating a natural limit on the time we can spend in social engagements. This does not mean that Stoics avoid social interactions altogether, but rather that they are highly selective about how they allocate their time. They understand that every moment spent on personal development brings them closer to their ideal self and helps them to cultivate the virtues they hold dear. For instance, a Stoic might choose to spend their evening reading a philosophical text or meditating, rather than attending a social gathering where the conversations may be superficial or not aligned with their values. This intentional focus on personal development ensures that their time is spent in ways that are deeply fulfilling and aligned with their goals. Additionally, the Stoic emphasis on personal development can transform the nature of their social interactions. When Stoics do engage with others, they often seek out deep, meaningful conversations that contribute to their and their friends' personal growth. These interactions are more enriching and impactful, even if fewer in number. In summary, focusing on personal development in Stoicism means prioritizing activities that foster continuous growth and self-improvement, naturally leading to less time for socializing. However, this focus ensures that the social interactions that do occur are more meaningful and aligned with their pursuit of virtue. This principle highlights the Stoic belief that true fulfillment comes from within, and that dedicating oneself to personal development is a key component of a well-lived life. The 14th principle involves Stoic contentment. In Stoicism, being content with oneself is a fundamental aspect that deeply influences our social relationships. Stoic contentment is about finding peace and fulfillment within, rather than seeking it from external sources or social validation. When we achieve this state of contentment, we are no longer driven by the need to fit in or gain approval from others, which can drastically alter the nature of our social interactions. Contentment in Stoicism is rooted in the understanding that true happiness comes from living in accordance with our virtues and values. It means accepting ourselves as we are, with all our strengths and imperfections, and finding satisfaction in our efforts to live a virtuous life. This self-acceptance and inner peace reduce the pressure to conform to social expectations or to maintain relationships that do not align with our values. When we are content with ourselves, we approach social relationships from a place of strength and authenticity. We are less likely to engage in superficial connections or to seek out friendships for the sake of social status. Instead, we form relationships that are genuine and based on mutual respect and shared values. This often results in fewer but more meaningful and fulfilling friendships. Being content with oneself also means that we do not rely on others to fill a void or to make us feel complete. This emotional independence allows us to enjoy our own company and to find joy in solitude. It shifts the focus from seeking external validation to cultivating a rich inner life. As a result, we become more selective about the relationships we invest in, ensuring that they enhance our well-being and personal growth. Moreover, Stoic contentment helps us to navigate social interactions with a calm and balanced mindset. We are less likely to be swayed by the opinions or actions of others and more capable of maintaining our emotional equilibrium. This inner stability makes our interactions more harmonious and reduces the potential for conflict. In summary, Stoic contentment involves finding fulfillment within ourselves, which profoundly impacts our social relationships. By being content with who we are, we form fewer but deeper and more genuine connections. This principle underscores the Stoic belief that true happiness and peace come from within, and that contentment with oneself leads to richer and more meaningful social interactions. This approach ensures that our relationships are authentic and aligned with our virtues, contributing to a life of purpose and fulfillment. The 15th principle involves facing loneliness. In Stoicism, loneliness is seen not as a burden or a void, but as an opportunity for profound personal growth. The Stoics teach us that being alone does not have to equate to feeling lonely. Instead, it is a chance to turn inward and cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. When we experience loneliness, we are given the space and time to engage in self-reflection and introspection. This period of solitude allows us to explore our thoughts and emotions without the distraction of external influences. We can use this time to examine our values, beliefs, and goals, ultimately leading to greater self-awareness and personal clarity. The Stoics believed that facing loneliness head-on helps us to develop emotional resilience. Rather than fearing solitude, we can embrace it as a time to strengthen our inner resources and to learn to find contentment within ourselves. This shift in perspective transforms loneliness from a negative experience into a powerful tool for self-improvement. Moreover, facing loneliness teaches us to be comfortable with our own company. By spending time alone, we learn to appreciate our own thoughts and feelings, fostering a sense of independence and self-sufficiency. This inner strength makes us less reliant on external validation and more secure in our own identity. The Stoics also emphasize that loneliness can reveal the true nature of our desires and dependencies. It can show us where we might be seeking external sources of happiness, allowing us to focus on cultivating inner contentment instead. This awareness helps us to detach from unhealthy attachments and to build a more stable and fulfilled life. Additionally, the Stoics encourage us to view loneliness as a universal human experience. Recognizing that everyone faces moments of solitude can foster a sense of empathy and solidarity with others. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles and that these moments are shared aspects of the human condition. In summary, facing loneliness in Stoicism is about transforming a potentially negative experience into a meaningful opportunity for growth. By embracing solitude, we can develop self-awareness, emotional resilience, and inner contentment. This approach helps us to find peace within ourselves and to build a life that is deeply rooted in our values and personal growth. By viewing loneliness through a Stoic lens, we can turn it into a powerful ally on our journey towards a fulfilling and virtuous life. The 16th principle involves the influence of modern interpretations. Contemporary Stoicism continues to emphasize the value of cultivating deep, meaningful relationships over having numerous casual connections. In today's fast-paced, digitally connected world, the emphasis on quality over quantity in friendships is more relevant than ever. Modern Stoic thinkers and practitioners advocate for a mindful and deliberate approach to social connections, recognizing that true fulfillment comes from a few profound relationships rather than a large social network. They highlight that meaningful relationships based on shared values and mutual respect contribute significantly to our well-being and personal growth. For example, contemporary Stoics often stress the importance of having a small circle of trusted friends who challenge us to be our best selves and support us through life's ups and downs. These deep connections provide emotional security and intellectual stimulation, fostering a sense of belonging and purpose. In our digital age, where social media often equates more friends with more worth, modern Stoicism offers a counter-narrative that values authenticity and depth. It encourages us to invest time and emotional energy in relationships that truly matter, rather than spreading ourselves thin across many superficial connections. This approach aligns with the ancient Stoic principle of focusing on what is within our control, our actions and choices, rather than seeking external validation through the number of social connections. By prioritizing fewer but more meaningful relationships, we create a more stable and fulfilling social life that is resilient to the transient nature of social media connections. Moreover, modern interpretations of Stoicism remind us that deep relationships require effort, honesty, and vulnerability. They are built over time through shared experiences, mutual support, and a commitment to each other's growth. This perspective challenges the fleeting interactions often encouraged by technology, advocating instead for genuine, lasting bonds. In summary, the influence of modern interpretations of Stoicism underscores the lasting relevance of valuing deep and fewer relationships. By focusing on meaningful connections, we adhere to Stoic principles that promote personal growth, emotional resilience, and a more fulfilling life. This approach encourages us to prioritize quality over quantity in our social interactions, fostering relationships that enrich our journey towards a virtuous and well-lived life. In summary, the principles we've explored reveal that having fewer friends from a Stoic perspective is a reflection of a deeper, more meaningful approach to life. Stoicism teaches us that solitude fosters self-reflection and personal growth, while self-sufficiency empowers us to rely on our inner resources for happiness. Prioritizing depth over breadth in our relationships ensures that we build genuine, lasting connections based on shared values and mutual respect. by reducing social distractions, we cultivate inner peace and maintain emotional independence, which fortifies our resilience. Emphasizing virtue and focusing on personal development lead to relationships that are not only enriching but also help us stay true to our principles. Through wisdom and discernment, we select friends who support our journey towards excellence, and our self-awareness allows us to navigate social interactions more mindfully. True friendship in Stoicism is characterized by mutual growth and unwavering support, and while being misunderstood by others can be challenging, it is a testament to our commitment to living authentically. Facing loneliness with courage transforms it into an opportunity for profound personal growth. Modern interpretations of Stoicism reaffirm the importance of quality over quantity in friendships, especially in today's digitally connected world. Embracing these Stoic principles in our social life not only enhances our well-being but also leads to a more fulfilling and purposeful existence. So, as you move forward, remember that fewer, deeper connections are a source of strength and resilience. By aligning your friendships with your values and virtues, you can create a supportive and enriching social environment that truly reflects the essence of Stoic wisdom. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video insightful, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Together, let's continue to grow and embrace the timeless teachings of Stoicism in our everyday lives.